Hello friends, welcome to today's tutorial. In the earlier tutorials, we have covered the theory part of Apache Kafka, where we learn what is Apache Kafka, what is the high-level architecture of Kafka, and how the message get travel through the different stages once it get published. We also saw what is the zookeeper and how it is useful for the Apache Kafka and what are the information zookeeper stores. We also learn about how topic is get breakdown into the smaller portion or the fragment which we call partitions. So these all the things I have covered in the earlier videos. So these are the videos where I have explained each topic in the detail, and if you want you can check out this. It will not take more than 1 hour. So I have created the separate folder, or you can say the playlist, with the name of Kafka, where I uploaded all the videos related to Kafka. So today we are going to cover the real implementation of Apache Kafka in the Spring Boot application. So here this is the article or the documentation I have created, where I have written all the steps which you need to follow in order to integrate the Apache Kafka in your Spring Boot application. So if you in the future, if you're stuck anywhere, just go through this article. This is very a small one, and I have written in a step-wise step, like each step you need to follow to integrate this in your Spring Boot application. So let us start one by one. So here I have also given the link to download or install the Kafka if you don't have on your system. So now the very first thing you need to start the zookeeper on your local machine. So this is the command I have given. So what you need to do, just go inside the Kafka folder which you have extracted at the last. Means once you downloaded the Kafka folder, so you need to extract it, and then you can rename or just let it be like that. I have renamed to Kafka, and open the command prompt under the Kafka folder. I will show you how it looks like. So this is the things I have downloaded. What you have to do, just go here and do like this command prompt. Open the command prompt. Now in the next step, what you need to do, just copy this command. It will run the zookeeper on your local system. I will just copy this command and paste it here. So it will start zookeeper like this. Okay, it is running now. Now you need to, for Unix based platform, I have given the separate command. You can use it. Since I am using the window, so for me this command is applicable. Now in the next step, you need to run the Kafka server or the Kafka broker on your system. So same thing, you need to go into the Kafka folder, open the command prompt and paste this command to run the Kafka. So I will copy it. Again, I will go to same Kafka folder, do the CMD and paste it here. So it will also start running. See, it has started running. Okay, it is getting started. So let's move on the next step. Okay, now the prerequisite has done. We have started the zookeeper as well as the Kafka on my local system. Now you need to follow these steps in order to create this, in order to integrate this all the Kafka related stuff in your Spring application. So first let me give you a small overview. We are going to create a producer service as well as the consumer service in the Spring Boot application. So the very first step, you need to create the project from the Spring Initializer. Go to this URL, Spring Initializer. So this is the Spring Initializer and enter the group name. You can give whatever name you want. I'm giving just from here my website name. Then you need to enter the artifact ID. You can, of course, you can give whatever you want. All right. Now I will choose the version 8. Okay. Add the following dependency. We need these two dependencies, Spring Wave or Spring for Apache Kafka. Let us go here and search for Spring Wave. Okay, got it. Now Apache Kafka. Spring for Apache Kafka. Okay, just click on generate. It is created the zip file. It is downloaded in the form of zip file. Just go and extract it. Okay, you can see the folder has been created here. Spring Boot Kafka app. Now what you have to do, you just have to import your ID. Here I am using the Eclipse. So I will import this project. Okay. Okay, it started importing the Maven project. Now move on to the another step. Step 2, click on the generate button, we already done. Step 3, unzip, already done. Step 4, import, already completed. Now come to the real part. Step number 5, we need to configure the producer and the consumer. Basically, we need to make our application to behave as a producer service as well as the consumer service. So what we need to do, the very first thing we need to configure the some of the properties. Either we can go for application.properties or the Java class based. Whatever is good for you, just go any of that. So here I have explained in both the ways. Method 1 using the application.properties, or if you are interested, just go using use the configuration class. Okay, so I am going to use this one, application.properties. So I will place this all the properties in the application folder. Then I will explain you each things. What are the properties I am going to place it here. Okay, done. Let me first increase the font. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you. Okay, basic. Okay, edit. Okay, keep it 14, 16 will be better. Okay, apply and close. Close the extra things. So close it also, this one. Let me first explain what are the things here. So if you see, I have written explanation part in this documentation as well. The very first property we have is spring.kafka.consumer.bootstrap.server. It basically represents the address of Kafka broker, which is present in the Kafka cluster. So since I am using in the local, so you need to mention the port number or the URL where the Kafka broker is running. Okay, so in the local system by default the port number is 9092. So it will run on the localhost 9092. So this is the example. So here, if you remember, here one more thing I wanted to show you. You can use more than one address by separating them with commas. If there is more than one server acting as a broker, then you can separate it as a comma. So in my case, since I am using in my local system just for making this video, but in the real implementation or in the real project, we need a number of brokers where like Kafka is running, like number of servers where the Kafka broker is running. So you can point it like this. Just separate with the comma and mention the URL of the Kafka server. Now the another property we have the consumer group ID. In the Kafka, partition of the topic has been assigned to the consumer in a group so that in the group each partition is consumed by exactly a single consumer. So what it means, if I give you the small overview, so this is the Kafka broker. If you see, there are total 1, 2, 3, 4 partitions are there in the single topic. The name of the topic is consumer. So this is the group which consists of like 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 4 consumers are present in this single group. So consumer 1 is consuming the message from partition 1. Okay, so if the consumer 1 is consuming the message from partition 1, then the consumer 2 or 3 or 4 is not allowed to consume the message from same partition, that is partition 1. That is the restriction in the Kafka. So these all the things are already I have covered in the theory part. This is completely practical based, so I will not go into the detail. Now come to that portion. Yeah, here we are. So I have written here also in the very brief. So if you did not provide any group ID, then the Kafka will provide some random name, right? So that is the meaning of second property. Now the third property we have the auto offset reset. So what is the meaning of this property? This property specify 1 minute. So this property specify whether the consumer should able to read or consume the message from the beginning or the last committed offset. So if you wanted to consume the message, like if the consumer wanted to consume the all the messages from the beginning when it started publish on that topic. So you can mention here, or you can just mention the part from where you wanted to consume, or the consumer, if you wanted to make the consumer to consume the message from that portion only. So you can specify here in this property. So if you see what I have written here, the properties specify whether the consumer should read or consume the message from the beginning or the last committed offset. What is the meaning of last committed offset? It means the saved position up to where the message has been already consumed. That the latest one. So it might be possible like producer is publishing the message on the Kafka broker, but the consumer is not available at that point of the time. Okay, and suddenly it come back and it consumed, suppose producer published 100 messages. Now the consumer consumed only 50 messages at that time, and 50 messages are still unconsumed. So that is the last committed means the message which has been consumed. I have already explained what is the meaning of offset. Offset is just a unique ID assigned given to the message present in the partition. Now, mainly the information has been stored in the zookeeper, but from the latest version, offset or the position information also stored in the Kafka server itself. So here, when there is a no committed position, that means consumer group is initialized from very first time, for the very first time. Then the message consumption started from the beginning if we provide the earliest in the application dot properties. So this is the meaning of this part. The third property I have added in the application.properties file is the key deserializer. This is used to specify how to deserialize the key. If you notice in the application.property file, we specify the producer as well. So basically for producer and for consumer, both we use this type of the properties. Let me show you what I am talking about like here. So for producer, we are making serializable. For consumer, we are making deserializable. So what it means? So hence here, uh, the file we specify in the properties since before publishing the message, the publisher is serializing the key using the string serializer. So here I have mentioned the string serializer. Okay, see here, a string serializer for the producer. Similarly, for consumer, I am given the property string deserializer. So this is the concept or the meaning of the another properties. Okay, so similarly for deserializer, so these are the property. Now method two, you can also use the Java class for do all this type of configuration. App configure using the application.properties file. Now let us come here. Here I have explained all the things. If you wanted to go through, wanted to do the configuration using class, Java class, you can just copy this code and paste it in your Java class. I have explained all the things in the detail here. Just go through this. Now move to the next step. We have the step number 6. Need to create the service class for the producer as well as the for consumer. So since I'm going to use this Spring application or this Spring Boot application both as a producer as well as the consumer, so I need to create the service class for that. So first we will create the producer service.java class here. So let me first copy this all the code and paste it there. Okay, so let me first create the class. New, 1 second. So I will create here new Go Java class. Give the name. What is the name here? Producer service. Okay, done. Click on finished. Now go to here, paste this code. I will explain you also why I am doing this copy paste because I wanted to move focus more, give more focus on the explanation part. Code is always available everywhere. There is no problem in that. You can find it everywhere. Okay, so this is a very small service class. You can see the very first thing I am going to use the Kafka template. Basically, this Kafka template have some predefined methods to publish the message on the like on the Kafka brokers. So I will use it in the further section. I will show you how we are going to. No problem. I am so to here only. So here you can see the Kafka template dot send method. Send method is predefining this Kafka template, which is coming from org.springframework.kafka. Okay, from there it is coming. Or this is the topic we have mentioned here. Next, we created a parameterized constructor where we initialize the Kafka template. Now another thing, we have created a method, very small method, which is responsible for sending the message to the topic. Okay, now moving to the next step. Next step, we need to create a consumer service class. So let me create first consumer service class, then I will explain you the code. Copy paste. Okay. Click on finished. Now copy and paste it, this content part. Okay, paste it here. Import, giving import here, import this Kafka listener. So let me tell you what is this. This annotation is basically used to listen the message which is get published on the Kafka topic. Okay, I have mentioned that name of the topic here, and this is the group ID. You can give whatever the group ID name you wanted to. So the Kafka will create the group, okay, with the ID group underscore ID, and the topic, this topic will belongs to that one. So let me make sure the topic name is same for the producer because producer will publish the message and then the consumer will consume this message here. And then this method will get executed once it will consumed it. Now go to the next step. Now in the next step, we need to create the controller class. So let me first create the controller class with the name of Kafka controller. 1 second, just here, come here, right click, go Java class controller. Okay, now copy paste all from imports, all these things. I will explain you what are the things we are using here. Okay. So see the very first thing REST controller, or if you work on that Spring Boot already, you know what is the purpose of the REST controller annotation. This is for the mapping. Basically, we are creating one API which is responsible for publishing the, like we will send, we will call this API hit with the some message. Okay, as a request params, we pass this message, and this message will consume. We will say it will send to the producer service class. Okay, if you go inside this method, So it will come here and it will utilize the Kafka template method, which is coming from the this org.spring framework package. And then finally it will publish the message on this topic. Okay, this topic, Kafka topic. So this is the process. And finally, this is the consumer. It will keep on listening the topic. Okay, sorry, not this one. This one is the consumer. It will keep listening the topic from the Kafka broker, and if it got any message, it will consume that message and it will print on the console. So let us see next step. This is all. So the final step, we need to run the application. So let's run it. But before running it, make sure your Kafka and the zookeeper is up. Otherwise, it will give the problem. So yeah, both are in the running state, Kafka and the zookeeper. So now go to the Spring Boot main class, right click and run the application. Run as Java application. Okay, where it is? Yeah. You see it is started, get started running. Okay, yeah. Started Spring Boot application on the port 8080. Okay, this is the default port where our application has started. Now move on. Just do it like this. Now move on to the next step. So here you need to hit this URL, or here I am giving the message. I am publishing, like I am publishing the message. So what I will do, I will just copy and paste it here. So I'm going to hit it now. You will see in the console the message will get print. Let me clear the console. Now go and hit it. Boom, done. Let's see it's published or not. Here it is. Okay, all right. Gate is not supported. We need to send the post request, not a gate request. Okay, where is the controller? Let me do gate mapping so that I don't have to open the postman. Okay, now go and okay, wait. Sorry. Okay, you can say okay, you can see I have changed this to gate mapping. Now I have to restart this application again. So where it is, yeah, this one, right click and run as Java application. Okay, it getting started. Okay, yeah, it's started. Just clear the console. Now go to the browser and let me copy again this URL. Paste it here. So this is the message I am going to publish. Like I am publishing a message. Click on enter. Done. Let's check out. So let's check whether it is published or not. If you see what is the problem. Okay, here we are getting some kind of error. Kafka topic leader not available. Okay, what is the issue? Okay, producer is fine. What is the okay, yeah, consumer. We forget to tag with the service. Okay, it will not consider as a Spring component or a Spring service. So let me restart it again. The server. Okay, where is the so view console? Stop this again. Need to restart it. Okay. Okay, application has started. I think it consumed also. Let me clear it and send the request again. So just copy this URL again and paste it here. Now check it. Okay. Yes, you can see received the message in a group ID. I am publishing. So this is the message has been published. Do verify if you wanted to check it again. Just go here and change the message part. Let me give some other thing. Hello. Okay. Click on enter. Now go and check. See, it is printed hello. So this is how this is the consumer part is working. Producer is producing the message and the consumer is consuming it in the Spring Boot. I wanted to show you one tool like this one, Offset Explorer, Kafka. This is the Kafka tool. You can see this is basically UI. You can see the message and all the topics. Just what you need to do, just connect to this Kafka. You have to give the zookeeper port localhost and click on connect. Okay, it is connected. Now go and check. There is a broker. Broker name is coming like my local system 9092. And what are the topics we have? We have the Kafka topic. This is the topic name which we have given in application.property file. If you see, we have given the topic name not in application in the I think producer service class. Yeah, this is Kafka topic. So here see the topic is created, and if you wanted to check the message, so if you wanted to check it the message, just go here, okay, and click on this. This is the partition. There is only one partition, that is partition 0. What you have to do, just go here, change this to string, okay, click on update. Now go to partition, click on data and click on this screen. Yeah, you can see there are total 3 messages are present here. The first one, this one just now I have published. So this is the message get published in the Kafka topic, and this message is again consumed by our consumer. Where is the consumer? Consumer service, this one. And finally it is getting printed on our console part here. Okay. So that is all about this tutorial. If you're stuck anywhere, just go through this article. I have written step by step and I have explained each line of the code. You will get to understand each and everything. I have also given the source code. You can just go and download and go from here. Okay, download the source code. Just go it here. This is my GitHub account. You can download it from there, clone it from there. So that's all about this tutorial. I hope you like it, and bye.